How about them Cowboys? Angry Cowboys fan. Born to battle. Some just means we never sell. America's team through thick and thin. When the sun shines bright, that's where we win. Angry Cowboys fan.
What's going on, Cowboys Nation and Angry Cowboys fans around the world? Y'all know who it is. It's your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan. And I came across an interview between RJ Ochoa and Kay Adams on the Up and Adams podcast, where they spoke about, you guessed it, the Dallas Cowboys and RJ Ochoa's perspective on the team so far. I thought Kay Adams asked some pretty good questions, so you know what I had to do. I had to get some clips so I could give y'all my raw and uncut. So we're going to take a listen to the 3 clips that I got for y'all, and y'all know what we're going to do. We're going to come back and unpack this raw and uncut. So, Angry Cowboys fans, let's take a listen to Kay Adams and RJ Ochoa talk Dallas Cowboys talk.
We know Caleb Downs has elite versatility. I fell in love with him in the draft process, meeting him, being around him, interviewing him. Rookie minicamp, it's in the books, which is insane. OTAs are here. Where have you been seeing him line up? Tell me what you're noticing there. Where is he, and how do you think they might plan on deploying him early on?
Yeah, someone else who loves golf, as we learned thanks to you, as a matter of fact. But I think it's still too early to fully take that away just because we haven't seen him mix in with the veterans, and obviously that's going to matter. The biggest kind of point of debate around him these days is why he doesn't have the number 2. That's a very popular subject among Dallas Cowboys fans. But I think that everybody recognizes that wherever he ultimately does line up, however Christian Parker ultimately chooses to utilize him, he's going to be a domino effect and going to have a domino effect that's going to make everybody around him better. And as excited as I am, and I think everybody is for Caleb Downs, I think we've forgotten that the Cowboys also signed Jalen Thompson in free agency. That was their biggest splash in the free agent market since Brandon Carr back in 2012. So their secondary has really experienced a revamp beyond obviously just acquiring Caleb Downs.
I mean, that's real talk, Cowboys Nation. Everybody in Cowboys Nation fell in love with the Caleb Downs pick in this past draft. I mean, I was actually looking at the draft reactions of so many people that are rival fans of rival fan bases where they completely were against the pick for the Dallas Cowboys. There are people who said anywhere but the Dallas Cowboys for Caleb Downs, but as fate would have it, Caleb Downs would become a Dallas Cowboy and it would revamp our secondary. One thing I'm glad that RJ Ochoa touched base on was the fact that the Dallas Cowboys also picked up Jalen Thompson from the Arizona Cardinals, giving the secondary even more firepower. I honestly feel that people tend to overlook that acquisition due to the drafting of Caleb Downs, but it is what it is, Cowboys Nation. Now let's go ahead and jump into the second clip so we can come back and talk about it. Let's go ahead and roll that clip.
Late bye week, don't know if we love that. What sticks out to you? What's the game that caught your eye first?
I think the part that's the most difficult kind of starts with Brazil. That week 3 game against Baltimore is the one in Rio de Janeiro. But then the Cowboys have to travel, although within the state, obviously, to face Houston. And then they come back for a Thursday game against the Buccaneers. And then your, prize for surviving that is, going on the road to Lambeau Field and then to Philadelphia. And then I know that a lot of people think what they do about the Cardinals, but that has been a team that has had the Cowboys number for like 20 years at this point. So I honestly think if they can survive that first half through that Colts game, if they can be in the mix, kind of in the hunt on the proverbial playoff graphics, I think the second half sets up nicely for them. Not necessarily from an opponent standpoint. You've got some really tough teams there. The Seahawks are obviously the reigning world champions, and the Rams are a team who a lot of people believe in. But you do have that bye. You do have the mini bye baked in, obviously, after Thanksgiving. And that final stretch, I mean, you've got those home games against the Jaguars, who the jury's still out on some level, and against the Giants before going to Washington. I think that second half sets up nicely for them.
All right, now you got to speak for yourself, Kay Adams. I love the late schedule bye for the Dallas Cowboys. I love the fact that our Dallas Cowboys are coming up on a bye during week 14. This gives the Cowboys a much-needed rest right before going on a run to go into the playoffs. We'll talk about that a little bit more during the Raw and Uncut portion, so make sure you stick around for that. Now let's go ahead and jump into this third clip so we can hurry up and come back and unpack this Raw and Uncut.
Are you high on them?
I've been high on them and said all the things, right?
I don't know if that's true. I feel like you're sort of honest about them. Are you in on them?
Throughout the drought, right, which covers a wide range of time, to be fair, but I've done the We Dem Boys, I've done the This Is Their Year, I've done the poetry and symmetry things, but I will say, even for as much as my heart has been hardened and for all the calluses that have been developed, I think there's all the reason in the world to believe that they can be in the mix this year. I mean, you can make all the jokes you want, and again, the sun throughout the stadium, like the things write themselves at this point, but they have one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. They should have one of the better defenses in the NFL. And as many say, even if it's just average in 2026, the offense will obviously carry them a large ways. They're in a division where the team who's been at the top of that may be experiencing a bit of a setback. And I don't know that the other two teams are necessarily ready to challenge for things themselves. And if you get into the playoffs, they've been on the wrong end of that coin flip like 100 times in a row. So maybe the 101st time is finally when fate smiles upon them.
You know, I got a question real quick. What's up with the hesitation, RJ? You can be high on a team while remaining realistic. I'm going to let y'all know right off top, I'm high as a satellite on this year's Dallas Cowboys. So, y'all ready for this Raw and Uncut? Y'all ready? Let's get it. Get ready for the Angry Cowboys fans, Raw and Uncut.
Keeping it real. They keep it real. That's real.
You know, Cowboys Nation, it was good to hear RJ Ochoa's insight when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys and where he foresees this team going this year. I mean, I know he has his own podcast and he's a manager as well as the editor-in-chief of Blogging the Boys. But I like when he has his own capacity, where he's talking about it himself, where somebody is actually interviewing him about the Dallas Cowboys. He is super insightful. And if you're not following him on X, make sure you go ahead and go over there and give him a follow. But they actually started their interview talking about George Pickens and the whole George Pickens contract situation. I didn't clip that because I thought we have covered this way too much on the Angry Cowboys Fan YouTube channel. So I felt like it was beating a dead horse, lack of a better term. But he did bring something I feel was super important, and that's the fact that the Dallas Cowboys acquired Jalen Thompson from the Arizona Cardinals to take the place of Donovan Wilson. The Dallas Cowboys secondary, as it's constructed today, looks so much better than what it did in years past. You know, we were getting smoked over the top by quarterbacks that had absolutely no business in throwing the deep ball. The safety room looks stacked from a roster standpoint. We have Jalen Thompson, Malik Hooker, Caleb Downs, PJ Locke, Marquise Bell, Julius Wood, and Elijah Clark. Shout out to AC. In layman's terms, we have a bunch of guys in that safety room that are extremely aggressive, and I love seeing it, Cowboys Nation. And I feel that gets lost in the whole drafting of Caleb Downs. Sure, Downs was a beast in college, and he is projected to be a beast in the NFL, but he's not going to be the only safety out on the field for the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys have to make sure that Caleb Downs' style of play is matched by the other talent that's on the team so that the rotation at the position has zero drop-off, something that the Dallas Cowboys struggle with in years past. They also spoke about the Dallas Cowboys schedule, where RJ Ochoa said that if the Cowboys can survive the first half of the schedule, the second half would be extremely well for them. I truly believe that this schedule altogether sets up the Dallas Cowboys nicely this year. For years, the Cowboys have been known for beating up on teams that are less than, but struggling with those playoff type teams. This schedule gives them playoff caliber teams throughout the year while also placing mini buys and the regular buy at a great place during the season. Like I said about week 14's buy, that buy couldn't have come at a more perfect time for the Dallas Cowboys. It gives them 12 days to rest, recoup, and head into the home stretch of the NFL regular season to have momentum going into the playoffs. Like I've said before, You don't want to catch fire too soon in the regular season. Those last 4 games of the season land after the bye and against 2 former playoff teams in the LA Rams and the Jacksonville Jaguars, while finishing the season against 2 divisional opponents in the New York Football Giants and the Washington Commanders. Hopefully by the last game, we'll be resting our starters heading into the playoffs, so you won't see Dak Prescott or anybody out there on the Commanders field on the last game of the season. But before we get up out of here, Cowboys Nation, I want to comment on that third clip because it really made me feel as if people think that the Dallas Cowboys fan base shouldn't be all in on our team. I'm going to keep it funky with y'all, Cowboys Nation. It's a fan's responsibility to believe in their team. It's our right to have faith in our Dallas Cowboys, to be able to bounce back from the past 2 years of being underachievers. I say that I'm DC for life because I am a Dallas Cowboys fan through and through. I don't give a shit what an Eagles fan has to say about the way I fan. I don't give a shit about what a Giants fan says about it. And I damn sure don't care what a Commanders fan has to say about the way I fan. I'm going to be 10 toes down for our Dallas Cowboys. I'm going to believe in our Dallas Cowboys, and I'm going to root for our Dallas Cowboys. And I hope that they make a deep run into the playoffs. Shit. And I hope that it's our year. They can throw that bullshit cycle in my face all they want. All I'm going to say is that there's a point in time where everybody's team is a bum at some point. Not one team out there hasn't faced a drought making it to a Super Bowl or a championship game. Not one team stays on the top of the mountain a fan's entire life. So to sit there and to keep count of how long it's been since the Dallas Cowboys have made it to a championship game, that's talk from one of the people that hate the Dallas Cowboys. So I'm going to believe in Brian Schottenheimer and the coaches on the offense. I'm going to believe in Christian Parker and the coaches on the defense. I'm going to believe in Dak Prescott helping lead this offense, and I'm going to believe in Caleb Downs to help lead this defense deep into the playoffs. If anyone has a problem with that, they can quietly remove themselves from my X post, my TikTok videos, my Instagram posts, or even my YouTube channel. The Dallas Cowboys have made moves to better this team, and if I can be here to celebrate their highs, you damn sure that I can be here when they go through their lows as well, because that's what a real fan does. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan. Cowboys Nation, what did you think about the interview between Kay Adams and RJ Ochoa? How much do you believe in our Dallas Cowboys this year? Y'all know how we do. We always talk about it in the comments section. If you're digging this content and you appreciate what I do here on the Angry Cowboys Fan YouTube channel, drop a like on this video, share it with anybody that you know is a Dallas Cowboys fan, and if you're on your mobile device and you haven't used them up yet, make sure you hype this video. Doing so will help get the content out to even more Dallas Cowboys fans. They'll come over to the Angry Cowboys Fan YouTube channel and want to become Angry Cowboys fans themselves. And if you are DC for life and you remain 10 toes down, win, lose, or draw, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to be notified whenever I go live, release another video, podcast episode, or film breakdowns. You can catch the Madden 26, College Football 26, or Mortal Kombat talk on my other channel, the Angry Gaming Fan YouTube channel. I'll make sure I put the link to that as well as the gamer tag in the description. I'm not going to sit here and act as if the Dallas Cowboys have a easy schedule or a walk in the park this year. We got some really good competition on the schedule this year, Cowboys Nation. So let's make sure that we have our teams back. Let's make sure that we're rooting for our team. Let's make sure that we're rooting for the players on the field. I promise you that I won't be the ones dissing them during the year, but praising them if they do indeed go to a Super Bowl. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan, and I'm out. Dang, Angry Cowboys fan, you done made it through the entire video. But if you want more content, you can definitely go to this video right here. Or if you want the latest episode of the Angry Cowboys Fan podcast, you can go right here. But whatever you do, like, share, and subscribe to the channel, but remain DC for life.